Who doesn't love a tonkotsu ramen? In fact, tonkotsu ramen is one of the most popular ramens in the whole country of Japan. Over the next 2 episodes with Ramen Waker, we're going to be featuring tonkotsu specials. This first week, a special Kumamoto ramen with all the garlicky loveliness that you can get inside of the bowl. And next week will be a kurume ramen, which is actually the home of tonkotsu ramen. Today's chef is Miyazaki Chihiro, and he is very well known for some of his unique dishes that you can only find in his stores. The pioneer of vegan, vegetarian and gluten-free ramen at his stores. But today, I'm sorry, we're going to be having some meat, tonkotsu. I wish I could do the full episode out here. This sun's lovely. Ooh. Arigatou gozaimasu. And here we are. So this week we have a straightaway an immediate influx of garlic up my nose. That's such a strong smelling garlic coming from the bowl there. I opted to go with the bowl with a lot more meat this time, as I always do. I do love my meat. Oh yes. Nothing beats a great tonkotsu flavor. So let's get digging in with these noodles. Great noodles, they are so smooth to slurp into my mouth, and having those thin noodles really works well together. As you know, this dish features a wide variety of garlic. So we've got, I say wide variety, 2 types of garlic. We have garlic powder and also garlic chips, which is basically just dried garlic. So I'm mixing that into the soup to get those garlic flavors everywhere. The noodles have captured some of those garlic chips. I don't know if you can see how much garlic's gotten onto these noodles in the camera there, but it's amazing. What a lovely pairing, tonkotsu and garlic. Let's get right into this char siu. I've got 6 slices of char siu in my bowl today, and I couldn't be happier. I love char siu. Because of the garlic in the actual soup that I've mixed in, it adds a lot to the char siu. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that combination. So if you don't know what tonkotsu ramen is, it's very, very simple. Tonkotsu literally means pork bone, and in order to get that white, creamy broth, you cook the tonkotsu in its liquid for quite a long time, and the longer you leave it to cook, the more of that whiteness comes through. And I'll talk a little bit about how that was discovered next week, but for now I want to talk about what makes this ramen different from usual tonkotsu. So Kumamoto ramen is one of the variations of tonkotsu, and tonkotsu has many variations across Japan. But with the Kumamoto ramen, it is that garlic powder on top. Often Kumamoto ramen actually comes with chicken inside of the broth as well, but this time today it's strictly a pork bone broth. If you have Kumamoto ramen, you might notice that it's actually a little bit lighter, a little bit more delicate when it's got that chicken inside of it. Sometimes I eat this ramen way too quickly. It's over before I started. Already in my last piece of char siu, I've blown through this bowl. Now usually you'd see me drinking the bowl right now, but not today. Today we have a special Aedama, which I'm going to call the word of the bowl today. Not to be confused with Kaedama, which is a very, very similar concept, but slightly different. I'll start with explaining Kaedama. So Kaedama is the end of your ramen bowl. You might want to add more noodles to the soup, and this often happens with more thin noodles, because the thin noodles, when you leave it in soup for too long, it kind of loses some of the texture of the noodles, so you want them as fresh as possible. So you order something called Kaedama, and Kaedama originates in Kyushu, and Kaedama is basically a extra little bowl with some noodles in to pour into the soup. Now where that differs from Aedama, Aedama is not strictly limited to noodles and can actually be eaten by itself. I was actually with a friend of mine who's also a ramen YouTuber Nama, Japan, and he was telling me that he went to a ramen restaurant a couple of weeks ago and had an Aedama with lobster, which is completely different to what the actual bowl of ramen was. I think he had a niboshi ramen. So today's Aedama is going to be the noodles with some niboshi oil and chunks of chashu on the side. So what I will do for the Aedama, I will try it without putting it into the soup first. I'm mixing the niboshi oil and get a real taste of the flavor, because like I say, it can be eaten by itself. You don't have to put it in the soup. But after that, I will transfer the Aedama into the broth and mix it together. I'll also take a moment to talk a little bit about Miyazaki's store, Soranoiro. He opened his store back in 2011, and in 2014 he went to Paris to participate in the Paris ramen show. Inspired by, I think he drank some carrot juice in a hotel once and thought, maybe this could be ramen, and brought that recipe back to Tokyo to debut in his store, Soranoiro. He not only has a vegetarian, he has a vegan and a gluten-free menu, which is, if you've been to Japan and you have these dietary requirements, you know that it's very hard to cater for those kind of diets in Japan. But he made it to give everybody the ability to eat ramen. So if you don't eat meat, please check out Soranoiro. And that's just in time for my Aedama. Arigatou gozaimasu. So I'll mix it all in, get that niboshi right into the noodles. Very strong niboshi order. Very fishy. Let's put all this into the soup that we had left. And it's like I'm having a second helping of ramen. So now I've got niboshi in here, I've got tonkotsu, I've got garlic, I've got the new chashu chunks, and as well as the onions, which are in both bowls. The noodles are much more firm, having not been sitting in the oil while you eat. Oh wow! Tons of salty flavour on that piece of chashu there. That was great. What a great shout having this Aedama. And here is a few words from Miyazaki-san.
空の色の店主宮崎千尋と申します。よろしくお願いします。僕がやってる空の色は今現在4店舗ありまして、12年前に東京の麹町という場所でオープンして、創業当時からベジそばという麺、スープ、具すべてがお野菜のラーメンを作ってます。で、今は本店と東京駅ではグルテンフリーとビーガンのラーメンもお出ししてますので、海外の方、インバウンドの方に喜ばれるような店作りを意識してラーメンを提供しています。今回天外店の小田店主にお願いして、この自家製麺ね、彼が打った自家製麺と、あとこれはお店で天外店で使ってるチップ、ニンニクチップで、これは今回のスペシャルバージョンで玉名ラーメンっていうラーメンがあるんですけど、玉名のチップをイメージして作ったチップ、この2種類が入ってるんで、今回ここでしか食べれないラーメンになってます。はい、天外店は本当に熊本を代表するラーメン屋でとっても美味しいんで、僕は大好きですし、小田店主ともとても仲いいので、今回はコラボレーションさせてもらって、いいラーメン、最高のラーメンができたと思っております。
Thank you very much for watching, and next week be sure to tune in to learn about the history of Tonkotsu Ramen. Today we had a wonderful Kumamoto Tonkotsu Ramen featuring some great garlic powder and garlic chips on top, excellent chashu, and a nice rich broth. Bye bye.
Are you visiting Japan? Come and visit us at Ramen Waker Kitchen in Tokorozawa, Sakura Town. Like and subscribe for more upcoming videos about the world of ramen.